I went into the Navy after the University of Notre Dame and began reading about television from a columnist named Don Freeman, who wrote for the San Diego Union. He just had a magical way with words, and I loved the way he described Crosby singing a song or Bob Hope cracking a joke. I mean, he just made it sound so compelling and so interesting and so much fun that when I was through with the Navy, in my waning days in San Diego, California, I went ashore and went to the Union Tribune building in downtown San Diego and screwed up enough courage to go up to where Don Freeman had his office. It was a little cubicle, and talk to him about what are my chances of going into television and how do I start, and all the things that kids ask me now and have been asking me for the last 40 years. How do you start? So I went to the receptionist on the bottom floor and said, well, which floor is Don Freeman on? She said he's on 4. So I went up the elevator to 4, got out of the elevator, and as you stand out, there's an entire newsroom. And I see Don Freeman down this particular lineup of desks. Next, one away from the end of the room, the wall of the end of the room. I walked down to him, and I was so intimidated about even presenting him with my problem. And I admired his writing so much that I just walked by him. Well, now there was no place else to go because everybody in the room was, look, where's this guy going? So I stopped at the guy behind Don Freeman, and he was the movie critic. And I talked to him about my problem. And he suggested I go to KCOP TV in Hollywood, independent station, and see if they would hire me, and gave me the name of a guy named Al Flanagan. Al Flanagan was a well-known broadcaster. He was the program director of Channel 13 in Hollywood. So I drove up, and I had trouble getting in the front door. Who are you? Finally, I was told, tell everybody you're a friend of Al Flanagan's. Who are you? I said, I'm a friend of Al Flanagan. I'd like to see him right away. So I went to the next secretary and the next one, and then finally Al Flanagan came out looking for a friend and knew he had never seen me before, and he said, who the hell are you? And I said, my name is Regis, and I'm looking for a job. Come in. I had a little resume of my life. University of Notre Dame, sociology degree, 2 years U.S. Navy. He said, look, I don't have anything, but if you will wait, I will call you. I said, I haven't been home in a couple of years. Can I go back to New York? Will you call me there? Yeah, I'll call you. So he didn't call for 2 weeks, and I was with my uncle walking around downtown Manhattan. And I told him what I had done. He said, don't you know that you're never going to hear from this guy? That's Hollywood talk. Don't call us, we'll call you. He's never going to call you. But if you want a job, I'll get you a job at NBC as a page. And that's the only way you can start on this business. So in June of 1955, I waited outside by 30 Rock, where all the flags are flapping and still are to this day. Screwed up enough courage to go inside, took a little questionnaire test, answered that, applied for the job, and I got it. And I began as a page in '55. And that's frankly how the whole thing started. So that was my introduction to it all. And then after about 6 weeks of being a page, Al Flanagan called me from Hollywood. Said, I got a job. Come on out here, you can have it. So I flew out and took the job as a stagehand at Channel 13.